So let's take a look at how we can help save your time, but also allow you to make really good thumbnails. Now, generally, if you're a beginner, we're usually going to recommend using Canva because it is, for one, free, but also allows some very simple tools for people who may not be as familiar with how to edit in, let's say, Photoshop or other photo editing apps. Now, if you do have some experience with Canva, then transitioning into Photoshop may be a little bit easier. If you already have experience with Photoshop, that's also great. One thing you can do is go to the Creative Cloud on their website and get just the Photoshop, or I think it's like photo editing plan or something. I think it's like $9 a month or something for just Photoshop, which is all you need really. If you're not using Canva, or if you are using Canva, you can definitely stick with it. But if you are wanting to take your thumbnails to the next level, which is definitely highly recommended, then I do recommend getting a subscription to just Photoshop, not the entire suite, because that's like $50 a month. That's one thing I hate about Adobe. But anyways, just get a subscription to Photoshop. It's somewhere around $9 a month or something like that, and I will provide a download link to this Photoshop document. Now, in this Photoshop document, you're going to have access to a lot of little elements here. So let me just turn on the first folder here. So this works in folders. So if I click the little drop down next to this folder, you will see that this folder contains this entire element here that is turned on. You can see that by the little eye icon if I turn it on here. So currently it's off, and currently all the other folders are off. So this folder here is on, and these two folders inside this, so it's essentially merged into the folder. Those are both turned off. But if I turn the top one on, then you'll see all the elements inside this folder. If I open the drop down under this folder, then you will see other elements here that are making up this entire element here. So the interface here is naturally going to be the stars. So if you want to adjust the amount of stars here, I'll go ahead and drop down the stars. You can see there's different layers for this. So you can choose to hide different ones if you really want to. And you can see this red star here. If you want to add more red stars, I'm just going to do Control J, which is duplicate. I'm going to press Control T. I'm going to zoom in here, and then I'm just going to drag it on top of the other one. It'll kind of snap there. I'll press Enter, and then I'll actually hide the gray one on top of that. So now there's 2 stars. And I can repeat that process for the others, but I'm just going to undo that because I don't need all of those. I'm going to assume it's 1 star for now, so let's keep it at that. I'm going to collapse the stars icon here. Now what you can do is there's different textures. So here's the date. You can change the date. You can also change the icon here. So let's say, for example, I've got my face. Let's bring my face into here. I'm going to drag it right above this, hold Alt, and I'm going to click, I'm going to hover to see the little icon here. I'm going to click, and now you'll see that it's obviously too big. So I'm going to scale it down with Control T. I'm going to drag the little icon here, and you can see my face is kind of there. So I'm going to drag that over there. So now you can update that image to literally whatever you like. But for simplicity's sake, I'm going to leave it blank right now. I'm going to leave it back up there and hide it. So you could change that. You can change the text just by double clicking on the text, change it to whatever you like. So that's just one of them. So I will collapse the top one here. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn the second one on here in the reviews. So now, I mean, it's basically the same process. So I'm going to collapse the reviews folder. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to show the next one. So in here, this is the stock market. So both of them were currently being shown. So I'm going to hide them. I'm going to show the top one. You can see this is what it would look like. Again, you can go into this folder and change the text and everything like that. There's a second one, so I'm going to hide that one and show the other one. You can see that now there's a negative connotation to this. So there's a lot of really helpful elements in these. So there's Shopify, both are showing. So let me hide one. You can see there's that one, it's like a phone view, and then this one is kind of almost like a computer view. So now what you want to do is when you're editing these, the first thing you really want to do, let me just collapse this. The first thing you really want to do is once you've opened this Photoshop file that you've downloaded, and I'll leave a download link down below, is you can do Control-Shift-S, and now you can save it wherever you like on your computer. So rename it, whatever you like, based on your project that you're working on. currently, save it. Let's say your video is called how to get subscribers on YouTube. So I'm going to title that file how to get subscribers on YouTube, save it wherever the video is that I'm recording for that. And now I can edit this document without changing the original so that I can keep that original without making any changes to it. So there's a couple others here. So there's PayPal. So there's some PayPal versions here. You can see this is a really popular version. So I mean, literally, once you've let me just do this here. So Control Shift S. I'm gonna just save it in my downloads. I'm gonna call it test just for now. And then what I can do is let's say I want to change the text here. So this number, let's go ahead and change it. I'll click replace. Let's go ahead and click change. Let's say 9,000, right? And I'll hit enter. And you might want to change the font to where this line goes straight through. So honestly, I need to change the font to do this. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I'm going to undo that. Okay, so let's choose a font that would yeah, okay, that works. I've got to change the height of it, the stretching. Okay, so that looks pretty decent. I made some changes. Let's say I'm happy with that. I'm going to collapse this notification one, and I'm going to do Control T, and I'll click transform, and I'm going to move it to the side here. And let's drag in the image of me right to here. I'm going to turn it on. Actually, I'm going to put it underneath. Whoops. I'm going to put it underneath here, and I'm going to scale the image of me up. And let's do that. What I'm going to do is actually remove the background. Photoshop has a really nice automatic feature to remove the background. And you know what? I'm actually going to, again, put this above so that this element is kind of behind me. So in literally 10 seconds, I've been able to create a really decent thumbnail. Now, this isn't where you finish it. You can obviously change it to whatever you like, change the background. So if I unlock here, I'll double click the background here, go to color overlay, and you can choose whatever color you like for the background. Change it to whatever you really like. I like to keep the background pretty simple. I'm going to go pretty dark. Honestly, I could probably even just do black. And the white contrasts over black very well. So that could be something you want to do. Remember to zoom out to see what your thumbnail looks like really small, because that's what it'll look like on YouTube. But then ultimately you can change whatever you can duplicate this. So if I do Control J, I'll duplicate it. Control T, I'll click transform, and I'll copy it under here. Let's assume, actually, let's put it on top. Let's assume that there's going to be two payments that look like this, and I'm just going to move them both like this. I mean, you could, that's too busy, but like hopefully you get the idea of what you can essentially do here. So I'm going to delete that other one up there, but now I'm going to move all of this, which, I mean, you could even make this much bigger, kind of like this, but you know, it's up to you what you want to do. So, whoops. Now there's other ones here. So if I hide this and turn the other one on, there's another version. So there's different looks of the same thing or just different variations. So that's also really cool. Let's turn on another one. You can see there's lots of different versions. What I'll even do is I'll try this one. So, you know, you can try different layouts, see which ones work. And, you know, maybe you can add an arrow here to point to the number or something like that. So that's just one of them. Let's keep going to the others. There's Instagram ones. So I'll have to change the background there to white. So there's a white one here if you want to just hide the dark one. So there's a dark and a light. That one's okay, not my favorite. This one's pretty decent. This one, yeah, it could be basically typing questions to people. That's actually pretty decent if you wanted to use that for something. And then let's go to Twitter or X. You can do DMs, you can do tweets, you can do follower growth. That's actually kind of cool. And then let's go to YouTube. There's a lot of options here. So this is estimated revenue. That's huge. Views. Okay, so there's dark and light versions there. And then there's even like comments in the YouTube comments, subscribers. So lots of really nice options here. The link to download this I will provide. It is free. You don't have to pay for it. It's by another creator on YouTube. I naturally can't let you or like give you the actual download for free through my platform, just because he created it. It would be dishonest of me to kind of give you the direct download link bypassing his. So you would just have to download it through his website, which is, totally fine. It's all for free. So this is what it looks like. You can hit 0. You don't have to pay anything if you don't want to. You could hit 0 in the tip and then click get, and then it'll give you the download link. This one's actually kind of cool. I like it. And then there's a few others. So really useful tool. I really love it. This is the creator right here. Is really, really awesome. Pierre, I don't even know how to say his name, so I'm probably butchering it, so I apologize. But really good creator. Really love what he created here. He's created some others, but this one is definitely really nice.